Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been wanting to do this video for 2 months, and I'll tell you why. This is my ex-camera bag from the 1980s, really the late 70s when I was a photographer, but I've hung on to it for years. I've used it a lot when I went on hunting trips and carried medical supplies, but I have really packed this thing full now, and but this is what I've been waiting on. These are from Average Joe Survival here on YouTube. He had a contest and I won 2 of these blizzard bags. I'll put something on the screen, some pictures, because I'm not going to open these. These are vacuum sealed and they're as big as a sleeping bag. They have air pockets in them. They're like an emergency blanket but souped up. And the contest was, he wanted to hear what you would do with these. And what they're really designed for is for someone to carry in their backpack if you're in the mountains or something like that, and you was to, get trapped somewhere and it was super cold. This thing would help. Maybe you would survive the night in one of these things. But for me, my idea was different, because when I get to traveling, I'm hoping that I'm not going to be around cold weather. But these, as a former police officer and worked in the medical field, these will be fantastic to keep someone from going into shock that's been injured. And I won the contest, and he's just such a nice guy. He sent these to me from Australia, and they got lost. Now these in US are, I've seen them as high as $60 a piece. That was $120 for these 2. And the package got lost, and he sent me 2 more. I just can't thank him enough. And I've been waiting on these to come in so I can show you my medical bag. Of course, I'm just going to have these in here, have them on the top. I've got this bag rigged up. It's a padded bag. It has some dividers in it from when, when you have a camera, you got lenses and you got your camera and all that stuff. And I've got some more dividers too. But I just got this thing crammed full. Right here, I've got 4x4s, which are, patches or pads that you'd use for an injury, a cut or something. Lots of tape. Got to have lots of tape, guys. And this is that good tape. Got some other gauze here that you could wrap around something. I always carry a bar of soap. I don't know if you've ever had lots of blood on your hands, but if you're in an accident scene or something like that, or you're traveling or somebody gets hurt and you get a lot of blood on your hands, of course, gloves. I know, guys. I know gloves. I've got gloves in here, but if you can get it on your arms, like you can get it everywhere, and then you got to get in your vehicle and drive. So I've got lots of towelettes with me, lots of those, and some soap when I get to the water, the nearest water there is available. I also have a wrap. I'm not going to go through everything here, guys. You know what a medical bag is what a first aid kit is. And I've got the little stuff like, bliss sticks for, your lips if they're chapped. I have hydrogen peroxide. I have rubbing alcohol. I have iodine. I have methylate. I have 2 of these, and I know where these came from. These came from Modoc 42. He'd sent these to me. These are the small pack emergency blankets like you'd carry in your backpack, and I've got some of these in my backpack, matter of fact. I don't have elaborate stuff here. I have like knuckle bandages. I have butterfly closures. Those are really great. Now some of these I've got are less expensive ones, but I've got some really good ones in here where they're just little small strips of tape with like a string inside of them, that if you get an open gashed wound, you clean it, and then you can take it, hook it on one side, and pull the skin back together and get it, and then wrap it up and tape it to get to the doctor to get it sewed up and sewn up. And now this is something else too, guys. A lot of people don't know this, but you can't go cutting yourself big enough that you need stitches and wait till the next day. The body starts healing pretty quick. You usually need to get it done within the first 6 hours. So if something like that happens, don't sit there and prolong it and wait till the next day and then get to the doctor. He'll say, I can't sew that up because it may get really bad infected. We're going to have to do something else. If you'll use these strips, they work really good. I know because I had a truck door one time. The wind caught it, and the truck door was open. I had it open, and I was standing next to my truck, and the wind caught the door, and it swung around and hit me right here. It didn't really hurt, didn't hit me really hard. It kind of shocked me. I didn't know what it was at first, but it was kind of like a boxer's split punch. What happened is it didn't really cut me, the door didn't, but when it hit the corner of my eyebrow, or the brow here, the bone on the inside cut from the inside out is what happened. And I used Steri-Strips. I didn't go to the doctor. I used Steri-Strips. They were right on my eyebrow. It was just like a hairline thing after it healed up. But those work really good. And super glue works. I'm going to tell you that because, I'd heard about the super glue thing. I'm sure that medical people wouldn't use regular super glue from the dollar store, but I would if I was out somewhere and I didn't want an infection to get in something. But anyway, I got that stuff in here. I know this is a blue bag and it's not recognizable as a medical bag, but I don't really care a whole lot because I figure what's going to happen is that if I'm somewhere and I say, go to my truck and get the blue bag, bring it to me. And they aren't going to be able to see this in my truck. I'll probably keep it behind the truck seat or something like that. I also have one of these I've never had before. I never had one. I've never used one. I've never had one. But they make small ones, and I've got one in here. But this is actually a life mask. And this is something that you would put over someone's nose and mouth. It has a tube on it if you had to give them CPR. I have given people CPR, but didn't have a mask because I just happened to be, I was a police officer and something happened and I had to do CPR and I didn't carry a mask with me. And especially the night that I had to do it. And the great thing about this is not the fact that you may be afraid to put your mouth on somebody else's mouth. It's the fact that when you're doing CPR, and I know this from experience, when you're doing CPR, the person can actually get sick and regurgitate. And there's nothing worse than that. Trust me, I know. Because you can't stop CPR and go get you something, wash your mouth out. You just got to keep on going. And this thing will stop that from happening. If they do regurgitate, you take this off. You can, try to clear their airway, get everything out of their mouth, and put this back on and start again. So I'm really, really happy to have this, and I will keep this close at hand for sure. But anyway, guys, I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's, like I say, it's got everything in it. I got lots and lots of tape, lots and lots of gauze, and then I got those little things like, aspirin, allergy pills in case you get stung by something and you have an allergy reaction or anything that happens that you get a reaction to an allergy that we got there. I've got a few other things here. Some things that most people wouldn't want to have, but I have them, and that is sutures. I mean, actual medical sutures. It's in a pack with the curved needle, the string, and everything's in there, and it's sterilized. And in the event that you had to sew, yourself up, I wouldn't sew somebody else up, but sew yourself up. I have some of these, and these are really handy to have in case you was to injure a finger, or a toe or anything, that you can take and cut it, and you can fold it. It's got foam in it, and you can wrap it around your finger, and then you can tape it off. I have those. I have some that are thumb guards that are plastic that slip over your thumb if something was to happen, like especially if you get a bad cut. And you do take and go ahead and try to put the Steri-Strips on it and pull it back together. Clean it real good first. Pull it back together, tape it up. You don't want the person to be bending their finger until they get somewhere where they're going. And it makes them feel better because it feels secure. But guys, again, I want to thank Average Joe Survival in Australia for sending me these because they are going to be with me in my RV. And I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching.